You ready?
Good
morning, guys. Everybody's doing well today. Good morning to everybody out in the audience. Appreciate everybody being here. At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Clerk Barger.
Master Combs? Here. Master Barger?
Here.
Master Tudor? Here. Master Botkin? Here. Judge Taylor?
Here. At this time, I'd like to invite Kevin Slimp from Berea Baptist Church to come up and lead us in a word of prayer, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please pray with me. Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for this beautiful morning. We praise you for all your blessings. Lord, I thank you so much for the men and women who serve this county so dutifully, so faithfully. I ask that you would bless each one of them, bless their families. Lord, I pray that you would continue to give them wisdom and discernment and help them to make the decisions that will best benefit the people of this county. Lord, we ask that you would bless Madison County, the state of Kentucky, and Lord, please bless and guide our nation. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. At this time, Sheriff, if you will lead us in the pledge.
Stand and face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes, sir.
Treasurer's report. Well, no, I'm skipping. Y'all had a chance to look at the minutes. This time I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes from previous meeting.
So move. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor? Yes. Master Botkin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Treasurer's report will be at the next meeting. First order of business is Resolution 1601. It's a grant approval for the Whitehall Trailhead. This is actually a parking lot grant that Cheryl has reached out and got out at our Whitehall Park. Part of this resolution will also be the agreement that the court will give me the authority to sign with the Department of Local Government. And this resolution is whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court proposes to develop and renovate recreational resources to provide for the health and well-being of the general public, and whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court intends to make an application to the Department of Local Government for assistance for the Recreational Trails Program federally funded by the Federal Highway Administration, and whereas the Recreational Trails Program is limited to funding a maximum of 50% of proposed project cost estimated at $150,000. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court hold in reserve 50% of the proposed project cost, including in-kind cost, for the purpose of matching the Recreational Trails Program assistance. So I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next on the agenda, I've got several appointments coming up here. The first one is to reappoint Mike Eckler back to the Ethics Board. He was, when we started that board, you know, we had to alternate the years up, and he was for 1 year, and so his year is up. So I'd like the court's permission to reappoint him.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, I was hesitant in reappointing this guy to the Valley View Ferry Board, but I really don't have a whole lot of choice.
Nobody else does it?
At this time, I'd like to reappoint Roger Barger, and for the record, that was a joke. At this time, I'd like to reappoint Roger Barger back to the Valley View Ferry Board.
So moved. So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Abstained.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Madison County Regional Airport Board. Mr. Bisbing actually resigned, retired. I don't really like to say resigned, but that much, but I want to say that I do appreciate his service to the community on the airport board for the number of years that he was on there. At this time, I would like to appoint Steve Tussey in his place.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor? Yes. Master Buckin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, we're moving on to some personnel. And this time, Howard, if you don't mind to come up. This is new hires. There's actually two different hires at the EMA CSEP office. One is a trainer and one is a planner. So Howard?
Yes, good morning. During the month of February, a panel consisting of myself, Michael Bryant, Jennifer Hitch, and Dustin Heiser conducted 10 interviews for two positions, a planner and a trainer. We did a competitive interview of those 10 folks, sat down and talked about it, and the two high scoring, or the two top picks, were Andrew Blevins for the trainer and Tom Webb for the planner. They both have bachelor degrees, one from EKU, Tom from UK, and they both have experience in emergency management. So I request your all's approval to hire both of these gentlemen, and also I'd like to start them both out at $38,500, which is just a little below midpoint. And the request of that is due to their experience and their education.
Were they okay with the starting salary on that hire?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes they're not aware of what the salary is.
Yeah, I made sure to work that out with them before coming up here today.
Do we need to do those individual, Judge?
Yes, yeah. If there's no more questions for Howard, we can move on.
Do they both live in Madison County?
Yes, Tom lives in Waco and Andrew lives in Richmond.
Judge, I move we hire Andrew Bevins as the trainer for the CSEP program.
Second.
Any more discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Buckin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is to hire Tom.
We got one more. Yeah, we got- Oh, you bring it up, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, next we have Tom Webb.
I move we hire Tom Webb as the planner for the CSEP.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Buckin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thanks, Howard, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is personnel, E911. Sorry Wendy couldn't be here today to recommend this to the court. They're short-staffed over there, and she's actually dispatching this morning. This is a promotion that has been recommended by the board. I'm just going to read you their description of this. Madison County 911 Board promoted Sarah Maupin to shift supervisor for Madison County E911. The 911 board voted unanimously at the February 17, 2016 911 board meeting to promote Sarah Maupin to shift supervisor effective February 24, 2016. Sarah Maupin started with Madison County E911 on August 12, 2016. That don't really make sense because we haven't made it to August 12, 2016, but I'm assuming that maybe we started,
August 12th some year.
yeah, prior to 2016. Sarah has been an invaluable part of our team. Before being promoted, Sarah served as the primary team leader on second shift when the supervisor was off, as well as filling in as team leader on other shifts for supervisors to be off as well. Sarah brings a positive attitude, and we look forward to working with her on her supervisory team. Sarah's pay will increase 50 cents an hour. She will go from $15.26 currently and will go to $15.76. So I need a motion and a second for approval of her promotion.
Make the motion for the promotion of Sarah Maupin.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Master Buckin?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.
Will there be a dispatcher spot to backfill now?
There is several.
Yeah, they're pretty bad short-handed right now.
Good.
course, that process time is, I think it's almost like 6 months, isn't it, Glenn?
Yeah, to get them completely
To
through,
get them-
if they don't already have,
Right, training, yeah.
they're down, we have 2 leaving this month, so we're down 7.
Have they had a lot of applications?
I'm not sure when you have
There
to.
was 25 in the first 2 days.
Okay.
Maybe we can get faster.
Yeah, hope
Is
so.
that, is that across the board as county, Bria, Richmond, those dispatchers, are they're not just county, are they?
There's just, in the 911 dispatcher, yeah, that's not, they're all considered just dispatch. Not the difference between county and.
Right.
They're all just dispatch.
Yeah,
Yeah, because when we merged, we took
Yeah.
from Brea and Richmond.
right,
Nobody lost their job.
yeah. Yep. Next is personnel at animal shelter. I guess this is somewhat considered a promotion. It's actually just getting us in line with our classifications from when we hired Denise. Denise is our administrator there. Scott, you want to come up and recommend to the court?
Good morning, everyone. As Judge Taylor said, I would like to recommend Denise Williams to move from $9.50 to $10 an hour. She has truly been an asset and a great employee since we hired her 6 months ago. The 50 cents on the hour meets our job classifications and falls in order with those.
On your recommendation, I so move.
Second.
Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bucking?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is our health insurance broker contract. We actually had interviews. We actually put our RFPs out for a health insurance provider from a broker standpoint. And we interviewed Glenna, myself, and Shannon, sat on the committees. When we interviewed, we had, I think we had 8 or 9 different bidders. When we looked at their applications, when we looked at their proposals, we narrowed it down to 3. And once we interviewed them, it was unanimously that we stay with Bud Carr, Niece Lukens, for the health insurance. At this time, I need a motion and a second to approve Niece Lukens Assured, right? It's Assured,
Partners usually.
yeah.
Assured Partners just bought out.
Right.
Usually, which
Yeah.
makes them a bigger, more asset.
Yeah.
I move we obtain Assurance Insurance as our carrier on that program.
I'll second that. Is it the same as what we got now? I mean,
Well, we haven't gone,
so we've not
That-
negotiated on
that's
what-
right.
No, this is
Okay.
just for the broker.
this is just for the broker.
Okay.
And one of the things that I want to say here is once we actually looked at and compared, you're really looking in the health insurance of who services and who has the best service for Madison County. And when we looked at all the things that the Assured Niece Lukens company has to offer, a lot of those things we weren't utilizing those resources, and a lot of it was because Glenna in the past has had a double role. She hasn't had the time and energy, and now with having an HR director, there's a lot of those resources that we're going to take advantage of that'll really benefit us in the long run, help us with trainings, help us lower our costs from our health care plan. So,
I just think Shannon needs to explain all the individuals what is available for them, you know.
oh, absolutely.
Before they sign up.
Yep. And that's all be part of the open enrollment program, but it also goes to us promoting even throughout the year, you know, health and wellness programs and job safety and chainsaw safety and that kind of thing that will cut our claims down. So I think we have a motion and a second already. No more discussion. Call the roll, please.
Master Barger?
Yes.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bucking?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. All right, next is judge's report. I want to announce a few things that are coming up. I want to thank Philip as well for helping me stay on top of all the upcoming events. But one that's coming up Saturday, March 19th, is an Officer Daniel Ellis Memorial 5K at the Richmond Center. It begins at 8:30 a.m. Deadline for sign-up is Friday, March the 18th at 12 noon. For more information, you can visit Officer Daniel Ellis Memorial 15K.com. You can visit that for more information. Again, that's on March the 19th at the Richmond Center, starting at 8:30. Sunday, March the 20th, there's a Madison Mile Family Fun Walk from 2 to 4 p.m. at Fairstown Middle School in Berea and also at Cottle Middle School in Richmond. Again, that's March the 20th from 2 to 4. It's a Madison Mile Family Fun Walk. Saturday, March 26th is the Easter Egg Extravaganza from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Lake Reba in Richmond. Again, that's March 26th. Easter Egg Extravaganza from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then please check us out on Channel 46 for more details on all of these and other events that are coming up. Chris is doing a great job of keeping those up, especially with our new technology. We can put them up and we can set a date for them to come down. So we're being a lot more efficient with that. Also, please visit our website at www.madisoncountyky.us for information and job postings. And like us on Facebook, and always look for things on Facebook for current county updates. Now moving on to comments from magistrates. Larry?
Well, Judge, first of all, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad we have a facility here in Berea to use. Just makes government a little more accessible to other people in this part of the county. And then the other thing I would say is I want to thank all the people who called me and cards that I received. My dad passed. And you all walked with her, and I appreciate it, but after coming to the funeral, I want you to know I appreciate it.
Yep. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Roger?
Don't have much since we appointed me back to chairman of the Valley View Ferry. I just wanted to let everybody know that my job would be a lot tougher if it wasn't for the two captains that we've got. They're great guys. Both of them's been there a year and a half, 2 years now. There's only two of them. We usually run three, but because of the regulations and the training and everything, we just can't find anybody to fill the third spot. And so they've took up the slack. They do a great job. It's Clayton Emily. He's out of Fayette County. And Dave Sanders is from Madison County and lives within a mile and a half, 2 miles of the ferry. These guys, they're top notch. I mean, they know everything about the boat and the river. Dave is the one that he was raised on the river. He knows when the flood waters is coming. He knows generally about how many days we're going to be down or how many days we've got or how many hours we got before we have to close down. They have to keep an eye on the boat when it's tied up because of the floods to make sure that it doesn't break away, and that's every 4 hours. So one of them's there every 4 hours to check on that boat when it's not operating. But they do a great job. Clayton probably has all the credentials that you can have marine-wise, and he teaches us a lot every day, and as well as the deckhands that we get from the jail. They work well with them, train them well, and when you go on the boat, Clayton's like a captain on a big ship. I mean, that's just the way he operates it. But he goes and tries to talk to all the people and get along with everybody. But they do a great job, and I just want to let them know that if it wasn't for them, my job would be a whole lot tougher. But I appreciate them.
Thanks, Roger.
Roger, did y'all get a gate or something put up?
We're having them made. That's a requirement.
I know you mentioned that to me, and I don't know if I dreamed that or
No,
you told me.
though they're being made
Okay.
now. But that's another regulation that we have to have because somebody drove off at the end of a ferry.
Oh, you gotta put gates on the actual
Yeah,
ferry
so
boat.
that slows your time down about getting them on and off, and something else for a deckhand to do, opening a gate, and there's another danger there, of it hitting somebody or hitting a car or whatever, but you just gotta play by the rules, no matter.
Yep. John?
Judge, as you know, we've had some issues on county roads this last couple of weeks. There's industrial commercial landfill out on Hunter Lane that's being used by the contractor that's demolishing some of the dormitories up at Eastern. And I've talked with the EPA persons on site, and they seem to feel like that the landfill is meeting the ordinance guidelines, and there's no irregularities in what they're dumping in the landfill. But I am concerned about the damage to the road that they're doing out there. And if we don't have anything in place as a county, I think we need to obtain some ordinances that will help take care of these roads that these construction people are doing the damage to when the frequent, like 50 or 60 loads a day is how much material they're hauling out there, and our county roads just won't hold up for that. So I think somehow we need to make them put a bond or something on these roads to help build them back if they're going to, damage them in such aspect as that. So I've talked with Sam Miller's office, the NRCS. We have been approved for a couple more EPA projects, one down at Doyle'sville and one on Crutcher Pike, to help shore up some issues from last summer's flooding on those two roads. And so we are going to get some grant money from those two projects. Had a couple of calls yesterday. Sheriff Coyle was aware of it. One of his officers, I think, was involved in an accident out on 52 where the water from one of the driveways were run across the road and caused to freeze up in the cooler hours of the evening, and caused a record 2 or 3 wrecks, actually. 2 individuals in one of the sheriff's vehicles actually had an accident out there. I called the state road department, and they're going to look into trying to ditch that and correct that problem out there for us. We've had good response to the jail tours. We've had, I think, 8 individuals went to 3 different jails last week, and I think we're touring Fayette County tomorrow. So that's in the process of working its way out. So that's about all I got, Joe.
Good, thanks.
Just talking about tearing up roads. Logging trucks do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They never make approach to get on. I mean, Willie can vouch for me there, Dave Zoller, we blacktop it twice because of that. So I said at that time, he wasn't supervisor then, but I said at that time, when something like that's going on, we need to set a bond for them to sign. Of course, I guess we'd have to talk to the county attorney and put a weight limit on.
Well, I think they got the right to drive on the roads and haul the logs as long as they're within the weight limits. So you've got to put some kind of weight limits on these roads, or they're going to haul whatever.
Yeah, they never put a tile in and gravel it to get up on the road. They just come up on the side and break the blacktop.
Right.
I don't think we have to put weight limits on them. I think the weight limits are already established for the class of road that they're driving on. We just need to go to the state regulations and apply those regulations to the county roads, and then make them apply to it. And when we know that's happening, we can have the state police, what used to be the DOT men, the state police, notify them, and they'll go out and monitor them. They'll put them up on the scales, they'll ticket, they'll do the whole 9 yards. They just, if they know and it's posted and that side of it.
And my Kentucky River Road was the same way. It tore it all pieces, they was logging.
These little county roads, I think they can hold 1 or 2 loads, but just the frequency of that many heavy trips over and over, I think maybe we need to, when we know something's going to make a frequent occurrence going up and down the road, have pictures before and after the situation, the event takes place, and if there's damage that we can prove that's happened from that event, hold them responsible for it.
Willie, do our roads don't have weight limits on, do they?
Not as far as we know.
Yeah. So when those roads were built, we'll just use Hunter Lane as an example. When those roads were built, there was never any kind of engineer that came in and said this road was designed for X number of tonnage, right?
Those roads were just continuously upgraded from a horse and buggy trail on up to nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think, Willie, though, if you put a weight limit on it, you're going to obstruct your construction equipment from just making one trip out there, where you may need 1 or 2 loads of concrete building a house or whatever. But then when you got a landfill or something that's doing a lot of traveling on that road, they're gonna do a lot more damage than just one or two trucks down it. So, that's something we need to look at.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something I'm looking into. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about, at this point, that we can do about the construction debris landfill on Hunter Lane, because that permit was applied for and approved in 2004, I believe.
Yeah.
And so they've been hauling materials out there since 2004. But at the same time, as far as us going in, I want to look at, before we start putting weight limits on these roads, what's the cost going to be to the county to actually pay an engineer to go out and, I mean, I would assume you'd have to core drill, you'd have to do the calculations to see what that road actually could handle, and we talk about sending an engineer out to every county road in the county. I think on the C&D permits, it's my understanding now that before they're actually approved at the state level, Scott actually gets a copy in solid waste. Is that correct, Scott?
Yeah, a copy is delivered to the judge, to the fiscal court.
Okay.
But.
So, but that's before it's approved, right?
That is correct, yes.
So one of the ways that I potentially see, obviously, in conversation with the county attorney, is there any kind of stipulation at that point, before the state actually gives the approval of that C&D permit, could we require a bond at that point on the road that it's going to affect, if it's a county road, So, because my understanding is we don't have any control over the permits.
That's correct.
It's something that they go through the state on. And there's one right now, I think, that is in the process of being approved.
On Urban Road.
And it's on Urban Road, and it's on 52.
Martin Excavating, I think.
So,
Mark, do you know how the state transportation department handles this when their roads are damaged from overuse or heavy equipment like that?
I do not know, but I'd be happy to research this entire issue, but I think they're in a much different situation if they already have weight limits on those roads. I think they could probably do something to enforce, because then they're a violation if they exceed those weights. But without the weight limits, I mean, it just sounds like it's
No way
just
to
a lawful,
regulate.
very heavy, but it's a lawful use, I think. But we can always look at it from top to bottom and see if there's anything you can do. I think the judge is right, though, then you're going to have to do a cost-benefit analysis to see whether or not that it's, financially feasible and efficient to do that. But I'd be happy to research this, if y'all would like me to.
and the other thing that goes along with it as well is that, we're talking about Hunter Lane, we use it as an example. Let's say it was 20 ton road. Let's say that weight limit is 20 tons. Well, how is it going to affect citizens and them getting their trash picked up? How's it going to affect them if they want to pour a concrete patio on the back of their house? It's going to drive their costs up, because they're not going to be able to get a concrete truck to their house. Or if somebody wants to build a house on their farm, or,
That's my concern
it
also.
goes
I mean, one or
on.
two trips down the road is not like 50 trips a day, It's not going to do the damage that just continuous use like that's going to cause.
Didn't we discuss weight limits years ago, or was that only within the subdivisions? There was some discussion about
Yes,
that,
maybe subdivisions, yeah.
and I don't think that was ever addressed into an ordinance, was it?
No, it never was put into it, no. Well, I don't know, but it wasn't.
But you don't, even that's something we need to look at, because all you have to do is drive through them subdivisions, and you can see road damage that's caused, especially where the culverts and our drain boxes are, where they've got too much weight. Trash truck's a big culprit, among other things.
You may cure one problem, but create another, like you were stopping, Judge, building a house.
Yeah.
So
But it is definitely, we're all in agreement, it's something that we need to look into.
With the few dollars that we're getting now to take care of the roads, we definitely need to look at it.
Absolutely, and the biggest thing, your occupational tax, net profit tax, all that material came out of the city.
Yeah.
If you're comparing apples to apples, we didn't collect any revenue in that sense, but yet we're taking the beating out in the county. So, verbally and financially, I'll say.
That's all I got.
Thanks, John, appreciate the comments. Tom?
Judge, I spoke about this at the last meeting, and I've just been continuing research on Senate bills and House bills that's going on right now. And I intend to go up Thursday and speak to our representatives. I've talked this past week already to Senator Carpenter and Representative Shell. And so, anyone that has concerns or comments that they would like to express or share with those individuals, they feel free to call me, and I'll be glad to relay those messages. You call them directly, they have numbers. But if you want to just send something through me, I'll be glad to do that. I intend to go up Thursday for that. The road department, of course, we've got a little sun for a change. That's a great thing. Road department's out doing the patching now, so if you've got a pothole out in front, we probably already know about it anyway, but if you've got one that needs fixing, please call us. But they're being proactive and already out on that. And last thing, I'd just like to ask for the citizens of Madison County to help us with the problem. We've got an epidemic to a degree of people stealing road signs. And I mean, they literally will go out and they're taking road signs faster than we can put them up. And it costs the county anywhere from $200 to $250 by the time we send two men, materials, their time, signs, post, and go out and put up a new road sign. And I mean that I have literally seen signs go up and be took down in the same week, stolen in the same week. So, we need your help. The sheriff's department's thin, and they're taking care of a lot of issues other than that. But if you see somebody out in the middle of the night out in front of your house and they've got a chain wrapped around a post, they're not from the county. All right? And we would certainly like your help on trying to resolve this. I have no idea what to do with them. It's my guess that they're chopping them up and selling them at scrap metal. And maybe that's something that we need to address at a point in time as an ordinance for what the Madison County scrap dealers, if they have them, there's a fine against them.
Some are target practice.
Well, there's plenty of them with target practice. I see brand new ones out on Airport Road all the time full of holes. And I mean, the people are pretty good shots for the most part, getting a good group on there, but that's not helping our signs at all. So we certainly need your help with that. And once again, if you have any questions, comments, if you need me for anything, you feel free to call 200-9765.
Thanks, Tom, appreciate it.
Judge, I have another issue I forgot to mention. I've had 2 calls in the last 3 days about getting a letter in the mail, a fairly large form that they're wanting them to sign and get notarized to give them approval to run a line on the power lines that goes in front of their house on 25 North. I'm assuming it probably has to do with broadband, but it really doesn't explain that. Both people were just kind of upset because they're getting ready to sign some kind of a document and everything that they really don't understand what it's for, and I don't understand why the person that lives there has to sign something to run on a power line. They run things on them all the time and don't ask for permission, so I don't know why it'd be any different. I told one of them to bring a document to me so we could look at it and see if we can figure out who it is and why and whatever, why they need to notarize it and sign it and all that. But, I didn't know if anybody else had any.
Mark, have you heard anything? Anybody
No,
come?
sir, I have not, along that issue.
But I'll get one of the documents if I can and let you look at it and see. Okay. Thank you.
Willie, how's our hot box doing?
It's doing good.
Is it good?
Using it every day.
Good. Mark, do you have anything? Kenny?
No,
Sheriff?
sir, thank you.
All right. Comments from the audience? Anybody?
See, on the weight limit on the road, you need to look at the width also.
Mm-hmm.
Those big trucks and a car cannot pass each other on that little road. And more of the damage, I think, is being caused by them running off the road into the, cutting up the
ditch line,
Yeah, I agree with that. And part of that problem, Bill, out there was that steep bank there, it was really wet right there in that area. And you couldn't ditch it, and so that water sets and makes it a lot softer. Yeah.
Some of the break up the pavement, I think, we use prominently in the paper, but some of that was probably done beforehand. The trucks that added to it. But the most immediate damage is trucks going off the road in that wet dirt.
Right. Yep. Thanks. Anybody else? I need a motion to pay the claims and approve the transfers.
So moved.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Master Tudor?
Yes.
Master Bodkin?
Yes.
Master Coleman?
Yes.
Master Berger?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next court date is Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016 in Richmond. Again, that's Tuesday, March the 22nd, 2016 in Richmond. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved. Second.